Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Omilade, your Goddess Guru, here to share a word of inspiration to assist you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Do you know who you are? Have you mastered yourself? This is for you. So what I want to talk about today is intuition. Intuition is something that I find people are either very comfortable with or highly uncomfortable with. Rarely do I find anyone in the middle. Intuition is something that I think that we all have access to. It is the ability to intuit, to know from within that which maybe you cannot see. Oftentimes, intuition, it's about perceiving a thing. It could be I'm perceiving someone's energy beyond what they're actually showing me. I might be perceiving something that is to come. It could be through my dreams. Oftentimes when it's intuition, we are awake and the thought, the feeling, it's a knowingness will come to us. We may see a picture in our head. For me, I feel things. And then that feeling will create a thought, and that thought may create a picture or some words. And then if we're in touch with it, it's like, okay, I'll just take note. Don't know where it came from. Don't know why I'm seeing this or feeling it or thinking it. And so you'll perceive it, and it could be that day, 5 days, years down the road, and you'll say, oh my gosh, I was told that before it actually manifested in the physical. A perception for me, when I was young, I was highly perceptive of death. And so sometimes it was a dream, and sometimes it was a thought. I was told my grandmother was going to die. That was November. My grandmother died the following January. I was not even surprised when she passed. I remember there was an uncle who passed. I was having dreams. Actually, I had 2 dreams. And the dreams were very similar. Well, one of the dreams was related to an uncle passing. Not surprising, he was sick. The other dream was related to a friend who passed. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, that this was like 25 years ago. I wasn't big into journaling. But I don't remember exactly how I had them related. The dream was this. At 20, I was in college, not married, just about building myself up as a young adult. And so having a baby was nowhere on my radar. And what ended up happening was I had 2 dreams about me giving birth to a baby, but both the babies died in my dream. And so I'm like, why am I having these dreams? And within a very short time, the friend died, the uncle died. So that's how those dreams got related to my friend and my uncle. And so I sort of lost my train of thought thinking about that. But anyway, perception is about, or intuition is about perceiving. It's about knowing something before, and that's how I got on it, knowing something before it actually happens. And for me, the biggest gift of intuition is being able to, I'm so in tune with the energy, because we are energy beings. Self-realization, know thyself. We are energy beings. And as energy beings, we can perceive the energy of everything and everyone around us. We do have to sometimes be a little bit in control and guarded to make sure we're not just taking it all in, because then that creates another problem. But we are gifted with the ability to be able to perceive the truth, no matter how it presents itself, which sometimes is often a lie. And so when, you know how you're like, I know that person is saying one thing, but in my spirit, it's just something in me that feels like I'm not getting the truth. I don't know what it is. Because, some people, they are masters at lying. But what happens sometimes is we are encouraged to not believe the truth. You know how you'll say, well, I think so-and-so is like, I don't even know how to know that. Girl, be quiet. What you talking about? No, you cannot be right. This is what we're going to do. And so we're not fully encouraged to trust our intuition. Trauma, all kinds of things can happen, or we just don't listen to it. We just block it off. I've done that before when I've gotten really frustrated in my life. I just block everything off because I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, so we just block it off and we don't listen to it. And so then, we have to, at some point, get reconnected with it. So that's an issue. But if we give it a chance, because it's like a muscle when we listen to our intuition. If we give it a chance, then we are able to get it built up so that no matter what presents itself, when we have that feeling and the way it feels for me, so that I know for a fact, yes, I'm going with what I'm feeling on the inside. It feels one way to me, it may feel another way to you. The one thing I know is it's very peaceful feeling. And it's oftentimes it's a quiet voice, and that's why we have to get used to turning off all the outside influence, no matter what it is, persons, things, environment, situations. Turn it off so that we can connect with our inner knowing, our inner guide, and really understand what does it feel like, so that when something presents itself, we will trust our intuition. And so I just want to encourage you today to get to understand intuition. This is not even a religious topic as I see it. If we're talking about human beings and we don't talk about intuition, we're not talking about the full human experience, because we are gifted with intuition, and to not be in touch with your intuition is to not be in touch with a significant aspect of yourself. There is an inner wisdom. People say, oh, we're not given, these textbooks, handbooks on life or on ourselves. Excuse me. Yes, we are. If you're not in touch with it, then yeah, you will feel like you don't have a textbook. If you're letting yourself go, you're not taking care of yourself, you're letting life beat up on you. Yeah, I said you're letting life beat up on you. Sometimes life does beat up on us, but it's how we perceive it. It's how we handle it in the end that dictates whether or not we let it beat us up. So we're not taking care of ourselves. Yes, we are going to feel like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I say that's a lie from the pit of hell. Yes, you do. It's called intuition. Get in touch with your inner knowing. And all I can tell you is you just have to take a chance. You take a chance when you get in your car. You take a chance when you get out driving, riding the subway, riding airplanes, eating food at restaurants cooked by. You don't know who's cooking your food and what they're putting in their food and what kind of energy they're putting on that food. You're trusting a lot of things in life. How about trust you for a change? That's the bottom line when it comes to intuition. You just have to do it. And so for me, I'll think, sometimes I think this is what my intuition is saying. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm just going to try it. And sometimes I say, oh, I'm not going to try it. And a lot of times when I say, oh, I'm not doing that, I think, oh, had I done that, that was exactly what I needed to do. I've been working on trusting my intuition and using it and, just it being a part of who I am and how I operate for a long time. It really does work just to take that chance and go for understanding it. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru. I hope that this has helped you and encourages you to trust the inner knowing that is you. You will be so happy for it. If you have an experience where you have listened to your intuition and acted on it, please leave a comment. It will encourage other people to do the same. I'll give you one more thing. When I was a little girl, I was sitting in my family's home and I smelled something. And I said, something's on fire. And I even told my parents, something's on fire. And they were like, pfft, because no one else could smell it. We were all sitting in the same room. I don't even know how they couldn't smell it. And my inner intuition said, get up right now and go check for where is this scent coming from. So I got up and I went to the place that held the family AC heating system. It was completely on fire. My parents jumped up and, took care of it or whatever. And I'm sure eventually they were going to smell this because this thing was in flames. They would have smelled it, but maybe because I smelled it sooner, the damage was minimized. So trusting your intuition, I cannot begin to tell you how important that is. If you're so wounded that you don't have access to it, you've got to get unwounded. You've got to get healed up. Because one of the reasons I'm making this video is so many of us don't trust our intuition when it comes to the people we deal with. Your intuition is telling you who to deal with and who to not deal with. But we'll lie to ourselves and say, oh, I'm just being, not nice, thinking these thoughts about this person. You must trust it. And I've gotten to a point so much that I trust my intuition so much. I don't need proof. The moment I feel not for me, that person may not be bad. That person just may not be for me. That person is not for me. I'm putting the person in a box in my mind. Will not treat badly, but will not get close to, will not, deepen my relationship with. So trust your intuition. It will guide you.